name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and taking safety precautions to keep yourself immune and healthy during this prevailing pandemic. Dear students, hope you enjoyed the last episode of the story. Now we are resuming the story again. The Ransom of Red Chief. Just at daybreak, I was awakened by awful screams from Bill. So, daybreak is actually early morning. So, at early morning, uh, when Sam got up, he heard cries. And who was crying? Bill was crying. Why he was crying? Just read. I jumped up to see what the matter was. Red Chief was sitting on Bill's chest, holding him by the hair. In his other hand, he had the sharp knife, and he was seriously trying to take Bill's scalp, as he had promised the evening before. And he said he jumped to see what the matter was or why the Bill was crying over there. So the scene that he saw, it was really terrifying. What the red chief, what that boy who was pretending to be a red chief, what he was doing, he was sitting on Bill's chest and he had held Bill's hair, and on the other hand, he had a sharp knife and he going to take the skin off from Bill's head, as he had promised the day before. That he threatened Bill that he would meet his end the next day. I got the knife away from the kid and made him lie down again. But from that moment, Bill's spirit was broken. He lay down on his side of the bed, but he never closed an eye again in sleep, as long as that boy was with us. And then Sam said that he took the knife away from that boy and he asked him to lie again. But after that moment, after that incident, Bill was really frightened. He could not sleep after that. Ain't it awful, Sam? No one will pay money to get a little imp like that back. Now, Bill is commenting. He says to Sam that no one will give us money for this imp, this monkey-like boy. His parents will, says I, and Sam says in return that his parents will give them money. I went to the top of the little mountain and looked around. Over toward summit, I expected to see a search party, but what I saw was a peaceful landscape. Perhaps, says I to myself, it has not yet been discovered. So now Sam went to the mountain to look around, and he was expecting that there would be a search party and they will be finding that boy, but nothing happened. He saw peaceful environment there. There was nobody to find the boy, and then he thought that people could not know that the boy had kidnapped, or the boy had been kidnapped. When I got to the cave, I found Bill backed up against the side of it, breathing hard, and the boy threatening to smash him with a rock half as big as a coconut. He said when he returned back, he saw Bill. He was lying on the ground and he was breathing hard, and the boy was threatening to smash Bill with a rock that was as big as a coconut. And Bill was trembling and shaking over there. He put a red hot boiled potato down my back, explained Bill, and then mashed it with his foot, and I hit him. Now Bill is explaining why there was a dispute. He said that the boy he put the hot boiled red potato and mashed it on Bill's back, and Bill got angry and he hit that boy. I took the rock away from the boy and kind of patched up the argument. I'll fix you, says the kid to Bill. Then Sam said he took the stone that the boy was having to hit Bill, and they made them friends. But the boy was still threatening, and he was saying, "I'll fix you. That I will take revenge." By and by, Bill calms down and says, "Sam, you won't go away and leave me here alone, will you?" Then gradually, Bill settles himself and he talks to me and he says that please don't leave him alone with that boy. And he's pleading now. He's requesting Sam to be with him, not leave him alone with that boy. I went out and caught that boy and shook him until his freckles rattled. So he said he went to the boy and he held him by his hand and he shook him until his cheeks got red. "If you don't behave," says "I'll take you straight home. Now be good." Now Sam is schooling the boy. He says that if he will not behave well, he will take him home. And as we know that the boy didn't want to go back home. I made him and Bill shake hands. Then I took Bill aside and told him I was going to Poplar Cove, a little village 3 miles away, to find out what reaction the kidnapping had caused. Then Sam made Bill and the boy friend, and then he talked to Bill that he was going to Poplar Cove to see the reaction of the people. Are they really worried about the kidnapping? "You know, Sam," says Bill, "I have stood by you in earthquakes, fire, floods, and cyclones. I never lost my nerve yet. Till we kidnap that kid, you won't leave me long with him, will you?" Now, Bill is really frightened. He is talking to Sam and he says that he supported Sam in earthquakes, in floods, in fires, in cyclones, but it is his limit. He can't support him anymore, particularly in the case of that boy. And he's pleading that you will he will not leave him with that boy. "I'll be back soon," says I. "You must keep the boy amused till I return. Let's write the letter to Mr. Dorset, demanding the ransom and how it should be paid." Now, Sam was soliciting Bill that he would come back soon, and he asked Bill to entertain that boy till I return. And then they decided to write the letter to Mr. Dorset so that they could demand ransom, or they could tell uh, Dorset how he has to pay. Bill and I wrote it while Red Chief strutted up and down, guarding the cave. Bill begged me tearfully to make the ransom $1,500 instead of 2,000. Now, when they were writing, Bill and Sam were writing the letter. The Red Chief, means the boy, he was strutting up and down like he was walking proudly. Uh, it seemed that he was guarding the cave, and Bill and Sam were writing the letter to his father. So, meanwhile, Bill begged Sam that he should lessen the ransom to $1,500 instead of $2,000. So to relieve Bill, I agreed. Sam said that then he agreed to Bill that okay, for your solace, he agreed to cut short that ransom to $1,500. Now the letter they had written. Ebenezer Dorset, Esquire, we have your boy. It is useless for anyone to attempt to find him. We will only return him if you meet these terms. We demand $1,500, the money to be left at midnight tonight at the same box as your reply, at the lone tree. Send your answer by messenger at 8:30 tonight. If you attempt any treachery, you will never see your boy again. If you pay the money, he will be returned to you safe and well. These terms are final, and if you don't accede to them, no further communication will be attempted. This is the conventional letter that the kidnappers often write to the family of the kidnappers. And they, in the letter, they are demanding the money of $1,500, and they are threatening the boy's father that if he would attempt any treachery means it is a betrayal of trust when you mistrust someone. So they are threatening the father. I walked to Poplar Cove and sat around the post office store, chatting to customers. One guy says that he hears Summit is all upset on account of Elder Dorset's boy having been lost or stolen. That was all I wanted to know. I posted my letter surreptitiously and came back. So when Sam went to Poplar Cove and he talked to people over there and he heard that someone say that all Summit is upset because the boy, Mr. Dorset's son, had been kidnapped, and this is what he wanted to know. So he secretly, surreptitiously means secretly. So he secretly posted the letter and went back to the cave. When I got back to the cave, Bill and the boy were not to be found, so I waited. So when Sam reached there, there was no Bill and the boy. Half an hour later, Bill appeared out of the bushes. Behind him was the kid, stepping softly like a scout, with a broad grin on his face. Bill stopped, took off his hat, and wiped his face with a red handkerchief. The kid stopped about 8 feet behind him. So Sam started waiting over there, and half an hour later, Bill came over there, and after him, the boy who was following Bill, but Bill did not know that the boy was after him, and he was having a broad grin on his face. So Bill stopped, he took off his hat and he wiped his face, and the kid was actually behind him. Sam says, Bill, I'm sorry, but the boy's gone. I have sent him home. I have been subjugated to such awful tortures. I reached my limit. So now Bill is explaining to Sam that the boy has gone. He has sent him home, and because he was under many tortures, and uh, he could not bear anything more. What's the trouble, Bill? I ask. So he is asking, what's the problem? I was rode like a horse, says Bill. Then I was given orders. Sand ain't edible, I tell you. Sam, a woman can only stand so much. I takes him down the mountain. On the way, he kicks and bites. But he has gone home. I showed him the way. I'm sorry we lose the ransom, but it was either that or me to the madhouse. So now Bill is explaining that what happened between the boy and Bill after Sam. He says that he was ridden like a horse. The boy rode him like a horse, and he gave him oats to eat, and he also gave him sand to eat. And when he took him to the mountain, On the way, the boy kicked and bit Bill as well. Then he was feeling sorry, and he was saying sorry to Sam that he had sent the boy to his home, and there is no more ransom anymore. And he also said that if the boy remained over there, he or either he or Bill would go to madhouse. Bill says, I have a look behind you. So then Sam asks Bill, look at your back. Bill turns and sees the boy and loses his complexion and sits down. For an hour I was afraid for his mind, and then I reminded him that we would get the ransom and be off with it by midnight if old Dorset paid up. So Bill praised himself. Then when Bill turns and sees the boy, he was really frightened. For half an hour he was out of mind. And then Sam reminded Bill that they would get ransom and old Dorset would pay, and then Bill solaced. This was my scheme for collecting the ransom without being caught. The tree under which the answer and later the money was to be paid to be left was in a wide open area. If the police came, I would see them a mile off. At 8:30, I was well hidden in the tree, waiting. So they had made the plan that how he has to get the money from Ebenezer Dorset. Dear students, I hope you all are enjoying the story. The remaining part of the story we will read in the next video. Till then, bye bye.